Good morning, afternoon, and evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Sandbox game live stream for Saturday, December 18th, 2021. My name is Joseph the Vision X Matting. Alongside me, through the magic of the internet, Alex Florez. How you doing today,
Hi,
Alex?
Joseph, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
I'm doing
It's a
great
very
too.
special day. We're hyped. We're doing a whole bunch of stuff right now. Folks, today we are not alone. Also featured on this live stream that you can see on your screen right now. Welcome to the show from Skybound Studios. Skybound Entertainment, forgive me, is Shawn Kittelsen. How you doing, Shawn?
Howdy, guys. Nice to be here.
Good to see you. It's a good time. And then also, of course, you know this face. You've seen him around from the Sandbox game, our Chief Operating Officer, Sebastien Borget.
Hello, everyone. Really happy to be here with you today for this very special event.
All right. Folks, each and every Saturday right here on youtube.com, twitch.tv, Theta, DLive, Facebook, and twitter.com/thesandboxgame, we teach you the skills you need to know in the Sandbox game maker. But this week, we're featuring two very special guests and giving away over 200,000 sand tokens in rewards. This is our Game Jam Awards ceremony with games inspired by Skybound Entertainment's The Walking Dead comics series. We'll feature the top 10 contestants in today's ceremony. Each of these contestants will not only win a portion of that 200,000 sand prize pool, but also will win a land NFT to publish their game on. And every valid participant that is not in the top 10 will receive 100 sand tokens. If this is your first time joining us and you're watching live with us today, the Sandbox game is a game development platform, a play-to-earn games and experience platform, an NFT asset creation platform, and more. During this stream, feel free to ask us anything from questions about the game maker, maybe our asset creation software VoxEdit, or anything else that you want to know about the Sandbox. We'll answer these questions live as they come in, and for those questions that we cannot answer live, feel free to click on the wonderful social channels in the description below this video and tag us after the show on Discord, Telegram, Twitter, or any of our other great platforms, and we'll get an answer out for you. Of course, if you're watching this later over on youtube.com, you may want to join us each and every Saturday starting at 1900 UTC. Those watching live have the unique opportunity to win a Wizzy-themed NFT right here on this stream. But we'll give more details on that later, so stick with us. For now, let's get started with our very special event. Kicking it off, Alex, what have we got going on today?
All right, Joseph. Well, we had close to 300 entries for the Walking Dead Game Jam, which is just a crazy number of entries. We had to give the judges an extra week to get through all of that, and we finally narrowed it down to the top 10, our winners today. How about we kick it off with a quick look at all of them, and we're going to announce who all of our runners-up are here. So let's get going. We've got a little video here. These are in no particular order.
Yeah, we got a chance to play some of these live. But what did you think about these games, Shawn, as you guys played, got through them during the review period? You helped select these top 10, is that right? Oh, looks like, Shawn, you have some audio input. There we go.
I'm on mute. That's what happened. Sorry, everyone. No, the thing that I think stood out the most was just the variety of games that were there. And, you know, it's for those of you who don't know me, I'm the VP of Creative for Skybound. So I review a lot of games. All the official Walking Dead games come through me. And so in some sense, I was looking at these and thinking, okay, how authentic is this to The Walking Dead? And then at other times I was like, this is just a cool thing. I don't care about the authenticity or not. It's just what cool creative stuff that people have made. So there are a lot of things that stood out to me, but the overall effort and the polish that a lot of the creators put on these is just outstanding.
All right, and another thing that we noticed that was interesting so far in these submissions, especially especially among these top 10, is we have a lot of folks who started working with these sort of FPS mechanics, or were kind of in kind with shooters when we introduced the idea of like going in theme with The Walking Dead. So how did you kind of weigh the mechanics of that against maybe other games? Did that have an effect at all?
It definitely, like, it. There were times where I think I awarded some extra points because some of the games just got it so right, where it was like, wow, this really feels like almost like someone who's read my documentation for how to how to make Walking Dead games. So that was really cool to see. But then there were, like, we did a comic book called Rick Grimes 2000, where Robert Kirkman just decided, what if there were aliens involved, and we had lots of spandex and lightsabers and all kinds of crazy stuff in the world of The Walking Dead. And last year, that was kind of like a game changer for us to see, like, oh wow, look how imaginative the takes can be. And some people went all the way there with things that went from the Walking Dead stuff is usually there's no electricity, there's not a lot of sci-fi elements or anything like that. And some players went deep sci-fi with it, and that was really cool to see the creators do. Like it was cool to see people remix The Walking Dead into things that we don't usually see it with. That's the metaverse dream, right? Is like just this kind of this opportunity to take something that you love and add some other novelty to it that you just haven't seen before.
Yeah, and I think that kind of speaks to the point that these are inspired by The Walking Dead, and so you have an opportunity to pick up some of those assets, maybe, or kind of play around with that without kind of affecting the lore of the IP. So you can almost enrich it in the same way that a person might create, like, what do you call that? Fan fiction, right?
Sure.
And so these games are kind of stepping into that. So was there any particular game, as we're kind of looking at these top 10 and seeing who gets the top 3, who gets the awards, was there any particular game that you saw that had a rich story that you thought actually kind of enriched the universe?
I think all of the games. It's hard for me with story. I'm the ultimate story critic. I think everyone. What I would say is more than one game put a lot of effort into adding choices and characters and depth to the story. And I would say pretty much everyone who did that, I really appreciated seeing that. Right, because whether or not it was the professional version or it was the fan fiction version of it, it was just cool to see people take that and say, like, oh, The Walking Dead means more to me than shooting zombies and chopping heads off. It's about connecting with people. There were several games that had survivor communities that you had to actually, most of your missions were around helping other people in your community or protecting your survivors or your safe zone. And so all of those stories felt, again, very, very true to the world. And I would say it's funny, the things that come to mind most are all the wildest things and the weirdest things that I saw. But at the same time, I'd just say anyone who put into their games a sense of you need to care for the community by providing the resources that other people can't get, and that's what your job as the hero or the protagonist in the game is to do. I think that really resonated. That's the ultimate Walking Dead theme. It's not about zombies and gore. It's about the walkers are the weather that we're dealing with in the background, but it's about the people that have to deal with that weather.
All right. So let's get down to it, folks. Alex,
Yes.
so we had
wait,
top 10
wait.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Before we jump too straight into the finalists, like maybe let's remind a little bit everything we've done so far with the Walking Dead IP into the Sandbox, and how this specific game jam, because it's not the first time we run a game jam. We've been doing it quite a few times, but for this one in particular, we've seen so much creativity from the community. So having such a powerful IP that, like Shawn described us, has been inspiring, and like how a tool like Game Maker has been used in those so many creative ways to do much more than what we've seen before. Like for the first time, we had like first shooter games. We had a new kind of side-scrolling game, like even tower defense gameplay, but more complex than before. So I think like overall, the all the participants, they went all the way through in this one. Like they put a lot of effort, and you, Joseph and Alex, can talk about like how uh, like we're seeing our creator get more and more experience with the tool, get more educated about what they can do, and that quality level, it's pretty amazing, right?
Yeah, every single game jam, we see people figuring out new mechanics that we didn't even realize were possible. Um, Several game jams ago, I think back in this spring, people figured out how to teleport characters so they could do scene transitions from one area to another. They could do small exterior overworlds and walk up to a house, open the door, and bam, they're inside another room. We didn't build that as a function of the game maker. People figured it out with the tools, excuse me, that were provided. I'm losing my voice here already.
Oh no, don't. And
Just at the start.
what are some of the specific, like how did we start with the Walking Dead IP? I think it's uh, we have this special relationship with Skybound that started back in 2016, as far 14 actually, as far as I remember, when we first introduced a collaboration with an older IP from Rubber Kickman, the Invincible, into the origin original Sandbox on mobile. And we're glad to continue and have elaborated the collaboration of how Walking Dead entered in a new version of Sandbox, the one this time 3D multiplayer and using NFTs and blockchain. We've been really introducing the IP in a few steps. First of all, with this teaser video that's playing right now, that kind of set the mood of what you can expect. And I think the community, all creators, all players, all landowners have been very receptive to the idea of having like walkers around the metaverse. Then we did a land sale as well, and that land sale, I don't know if we can show the map, something quite special in the Sandbox universe too. We had 4 different waves where we've located across different corner, not just at the center, but in many locations of the map to kind of replicate the spirit of the original comic book with various location where protagonists could evolve, different um, group and communities could evolve, and that would inspire, we hope, the creators and those virtual neighbors around it. We also introduced a few NFTs. Like I think there was 4 or 5 different bundles of NFTs with some key characters from the IP, Shawn, Michonne, etc. And we went further on by inspiring creators to use those NFTs with the game jam, and that game jam has been running for about a month. And today we're seeing only the top 10, but trust me, it was really so hard, and we had to take one more week with the team. We had to involve like professional jury of people with so many years of video gaming experience to select um, and pick those one. So even if you're not selected today, I wanted to tell everyone who participated that it was very hard to make the choice, and the overall quality of all the submission was really amazing. And that's why everyone who participated will receive 100 cents, like Joseph and us announced. And we really encourage you to keep building in Sandbox because you've got talent, you've got skills. I think that is valuable. That can be potentially a new opportunity for you to consider, what if I continue doing that and make it my full-time hobby or my full-time job? We've seen from previous game jam a lot of creators turning into metaverse building studios and now working with fantastic partners, great IPs, great landowners, and speak about all the fun they are having with those communities. So don't hesitate. We hope that what you've done so far and what you're going to see today will keep inspiring you. And it's great to have such different kind of content, even with one common thematic. Like The Walking Dead sparkled so many different ideas around it. Shawn just touched about it. That I'm so excited with what will be the open metaverse. Like it's going to be such a set of like diverse experience we can experience through our avatar. It's going to be really fun. So keep on going. And yes, now we can watch, I think, the top 3 finalists.
Well, I think just to throw onto
All
that real
right.
quick too, like
Joseph,
that's
do we want to
awesome.
get that first giveaway form going?
Alex, wait one sec. You can't hear.
And
you can't hear.
the prize.
Oh.
Let's announce
go ahead.
the
Go ahead,
prize.
Oh,
Shawn.
I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, we should talk about the prize. Go for the prize.
All right, well, go ahead, Alex, with the prize, and then we'll get on with let Shawn talk a bit about how the top 10 has worked well with the IP.
Sure. Yeah, we've got a little audio issue. I can't hear Shawn at all, so I'm going to have to listen to all the amazing things he's saying after the show. So, real quick, we are doing a special holiday legendary item giveaway. We did the first 3 of these last night. We've got 3 today and 3 for our last stream for the year tomorrow. We are doing Santa Wizzy's legendary Santa hat. There's only 10 of these, 9 being given away this weekend. So we are going to drop that first giveaway link in the chat in just a second here. And in the meantime, Shawn can tell us some cool stuff.
All right.
Thanks, Alex. I think the thing that is really, really cool about this, and Sebastien mentioned like the metaverse and the opportunities that we see here, but I really think it's important for people to know, like, the work that you're doing here is the same work that professional game developers do. You're using tools to create experiences, and you're testing them, and you're putting them out there, and you're finding out what people think about them. And if any of you out there are thinking like this is a hobby or this is not a realistic goal for a career, like, take it from all of us that it is a realistic goal for a career. I've had a wonderful career in games, and really started with when I was younger, making games in really small ways on my PC and figuring out C++ and doing all these things. I never had tools like this available to me. But if I had, I would have been practicing my game design and narrative design and so many skills so much earlier than I was able to. So what I think is really cool about all this is not just the metaverse and bringing all these IPs together and being able to democratize the process, but really to spread the knowledge and love of game development to people who maybe haven't tried it before. So if this was your first game for this game jam, I'm so excited and so happy that this is bringing you into the industry.
Very cool. So I just want to announce what Alex has put in the chat here. As a reminder, as we're looking through these top 10, the 4th through 10th places are winning 10,000 sand tokens. So if you are included, if your game is included in the trailer that you've been seeing roll on your screen, know that you have won at least over $50,000 worth of sand tokens. Also,
wow,
you're getting that.
That's
huge, right?
That's
It's
big.
huge.
I don't know. Like some games don't even make that kind of revenue. So you work hard, you deserve it. You got 50,000 grand for that. That's cool.
Yeah, it's crazy. Plus, also you're winning the 1x1 land NFT, so you'll be able to publish this title inside the Sandbox metaverse when that is ready for you, and maybe some other discussions going forward. You guys have done a great job. And then also, another note is that you'll be in the 3rd place prize. You're getting 20,000 sand tokens, which is approximately $100,000. The 2nd place prize, 40,000 sand tokens, and the 1st place prize, 80,000 sand tokens. So look forward to a very large prize for those people who are in this top 10. And once again, if you weren't in the top 10, 100 sand, that's $500 in your pocket for your contributions, for your work that you made, for your great games that you created. And you can use that sand if you don't want to convert it to cash. You can, of course, use it to buy a land NFT. If you didn't get in the top 10, you can use that to pick up the Walking Dead assets inside the marketplace, if there are any available. I forget if they've already been sold out or not, but nonetheless, you can check out those options for you. So, Alex, what have we got for our top 10 in the video that's playing right here?
Oh, we want to just name them all?
Yeah, please.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Let's turn the sound back on. Get a little dramatic music. We did play through these before, in no particular order. I'm gonna read off the names. All right, we've got Clear, a Morgan Jones story by Cody and Lozen. Train of the Dead by I'm Nick. Both of these have interesting vehicle mechanics going on. We've got Zomboling by Young Toe.
So original.
The Breakdown by Gustav and Antti.
This one's really cool. Has like a
some players
Flores lava
actually
style
team
mechanic.
up, it seems.
Northern Blight by Crevasse. Yeah, we can do teams of up to 4. We automatically split the rewards between the team members. The End of the World by Damon. Ravenwood by Stamani. We played this one on stream. Joseph and I competing.
Yeah.
Nuclear Madness by Gickus. Kind of a sci-fi.
This
twist
one is
on
Rick
things.
Grimes 2000.
We've got Zombie the Dead Survivor by Polylake. This one was a ton of fun. Very unique setup for this whole thing. I'd never seen anything like this in the Game Maker before.
The base defense mechanics are really well done here.
Sort of a tower defense strategy game. Elena by Kajoijid. I hope I'm saying that close to right. And those are our 10 finalists, just in a random order there.
All right. So a reminder once again that each one of those 10 finalists is winning those large sand prizes. So congratulations if your name has been read off. And congratulations once again if you submitted any sort of game. We'll want to see those new creations come in. This will not be the last game jam that we will have. Also, now, Alex, let's roll on into it. Do you want to talk about what the second, third, and first place winners are? I've got them ready for us. In a particular order, Alex. Feel free to.
Yes.
I don't know the result, but I'm so excited to find out. Right? Like I feel the pressure is rising in the community, and this is maybe one of our records. A 367 watcher right now. That's great.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we have 600.
guys
yeah,
600
got
across
well more than
multiple
that.
platforms here. So that's just over on Twitch,
even
right,
more.
Seb? You're
Wow.
on Twitch TV.
Yes.
So yeah, we've got
I'm
608
on Twitch
total
TV.
right now across YouTube and Twitch and Facebook, and then we'll also have a bunch of Twitter viewers that don't show up on that counter. So we're probably well over 1,000, I would guess, right now. But let's go ahead and reveal this
All right.
to that audience, and we are
All
looking
right,
at.
Lucas, if you can close up that giveaway form, we'll do a drawing on that after we announce the third place winner here. So, coming up right now, drum roll please, we have got our third place winner. Joseph, how are you still, or am I lagging way behind? I think my vMix call is lagging way behind. I'm still seeing our what we were just watching on the screen.
Am I?
All right, so I'm going to pull up
Got the
third
Northern
place
Blight
winner here.
right now. TWD.
Oh, you were playing it on YouTube.
I was playing it on YouTube.
Oh, I was playing it on my screen as well.
Oh well, there you go.
Anyway, is it the third
Let's
one? Is it the correct third
Let's
one?
jump over to my screen.
All right, go ahead, Alex.
There we
Take it
go.
over. Thank you.
I don't know if I was in sync. Was I in sync?
We were
with what
probably
Joseph was
perfectly in
showing?
sync.
Awesome.
See, this is
That's just how
the
Joseph
kind of
and I
problem
roll.
the
All right, so
the
third
blockchain can
place
solve
winner here
this.
from the Walking Dead Game Jam. Let's go. We have got the Northern Blight
Oh, this was awesome.
by Ovidiu Tepes.
Ooh, congrats.
Yeah, congratulations.
So this one starts off with a parachute event into that. It's actually a pretty short trailer here. I'm gonna mute it, and we're just gonna keep it looping for a little bit.
Yeah, maybe just to mention, like we got, I think what really struck me about this one is there was like a full, like almost movie teaser with like this voice explaining Dear Journal. Can we find that video maybe? But I think it's really worth showing. Like all the
Let me
work
see.
that's been put for all the storytelling around. Like everyone needs to see it. It's just mind blowing.
Andy, can you grab the link for that and put it in our chat?
Yeah, we'll have the ambassadors place it into your chat, folks, so you'll be able to look back at that video trailer. And then if you would like to play that experience, you can find it inside the Sandbox Game Maker gallery right now. And go
And I
ahead
guess
and have a look.
I could. Well, I'd throw in from a
there's-
Skybound
we've
side
got
here.
over. Andy just got us the video here,
Alex.
so I'm gonna
Oh,
put
sorry.
that up on. Oh, you
Oh,
got it?
sorry.
No, Sean's
Let's
up.
play it.
Sean's up.
Oh, just to say real quick, one thing that was really cool about this game is for anyone who's a fan of Clementine from the Telltale games, I would say keep an eye out for her upcoming graphic novel Volume 1 coming later this year, written and illustrated by Tilly Walden. Everyone at Skybound is super excited about this book. It's going to be amazing. So if you like wintry themes in The Walking Dead, without giving away any spoilers for anything, coming up this year, beyond books, maybe games too, if you like winter and walkers, 2022 is going to be a good year for you.
Very cool.
Very good.
That's
Very
as
good
close as I
to
can get
have.
to dropping a reveal on here.
Is there a chance, like, is that comic series going to be available on pre-order? Could you do that?
I can't. I think you can pre-order the book now. I believe so.
Be interested because I know that
at skybound.com.
Really... Yeah. Okay. Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
So I'll see if I can find that while we're going here, and maybe I'll share it in the chat if I can find a pre-order link.
Yeah, I'll see
All
if I can pull it for you.
This is the official trailer for Northern Blight, our third place winner here, the Walking Dead Game Jam.
Dear Diary, it's been 4 days since our expedition plane crashed into this unknown glacial world. I've seen breathtaking landscapes, deep crevasses, tall icy peaks, but also terrifying things. I've been held captive and attacked by monstrous creatures. I've seen people dying and even had to betray my own kind. Somehow I've managed to survive, but at what cost? Any second could be my last one. I call this place the Northern Blight.
Very nice. Joseph, it sounds like maybe my desktop audio is only coming in the left ear for some people. I don't know if we can.
Oh yeah,
double
it's
that up.
still a little bit offset from when we were doing our simulcast streams. Apologies for that, folks.
Okay.
I can fix that real quick.
Awesome, thank you. Great voiceover there. I don't know if that's the person who made it or if they hired somebody, but sounded so good.
That was
made
professional quality.
Made the budding
That's
voiceover artist in me very happy.
Yeah, super professional quality there. I mean,
Yeah.
you're right. You're right about that, Shawn. Too. You could feel the emotion, like the way that the shake in the voice was. Like whoever they are, go apply for a voice acting job right now.
Yeah, your VO
They
was
might
better
already
than
be
the
up
temp VO. Yeah, that's better than the temp VO in most games that I review. So.
All right. So Shawn was nice enough to give me a link, so hopefully I can get that out in the restream chat here in just a second for you folks. So if you are interested in ordering a pre-order of the #1 of that Clementine series, oh, forgive me, I copied the actual link instead of the product link. That won't work for you guys. My fault.
I can't hear what Sean's saying, but I'm so excited now that I know what he's
Yes,
talking about.
yes, exactly. Clementine Book One.
Yes.
This is a winter-themed series with Clementine from the Walking Dead Telltale series, right? So
This is the same character. It's the same continuity that you know and love, and certainly she's gone through some major changes, and it's really exciting. I think this is also one of the first times that aside from a short story by Brian K. Vaughan a few years back, that anything Walking Dead that has not been written by Robert Kirkman is appearing in print. So this is a very special book for Skybound, and I know the whole team is excited about it, and Tilly's an incredible talent. Really excited to share her work with the world.
very cool. I'm honest, like my wife loves comics, and while she's not really like she hates, fun story for you. She hates zombies. And she once, literally while asleep, I rolled over and I touched her after watching a zombie movie, and she literally flung me out of bed. 2 in the morning. I was dead asleep, and she was just like, zombie, boom, out. But I still think that she would love to see this because it is, it's in a comic book space. It is a narrative that is consumable, not really like frightening, I would say, but also just a great narrative, great story. Even though it is listed in the horror genre, I think it's one that if you are afraid of that sort of thing, don't worry, this is probably still a really good read. It's listed in the YA.
Yeah, still really good. And I think, again, like it's the kind of thing where if you think you know Clementine's story, you know her story so far. So there's more to her and more to her story. We're really excited to share that.
Awesome. All right, Alex, it looks like you have something to say here.
All right. Seb is saying he's having some network issues, so we're gonna try to keep Seb included here as long as we can. We are gonna do the first giveaway. This is giveaway 1 of 3 of this legendary 10 of 10 Santa Wizzy hat specifically. So we had 705 entries for this giveaway. Thank you, Lucas, for collecting that list. He's not joining us in voice right now because 4 is a party, but 5 is a crowd. And we're going to hit generate on the random number generator, and we've got number 611. So, Lucas, if you can check, put that
winner name
into
the
our chat, yep. And I will double check that it's not a duplicate. In the meantime, I think we are ready for our second place winner.
All right.
On the show here today.
Oh, yes.
So, let's go ahead and get that playing. We've got Train of the Dead by Nick Gabo, a.k.a. I'm Nick. So what's super unique about this one is it seems like it takes place pretty much entirely on a moving train platform. And if you know anything about setting up games in the Game Maker, you've got a limited amount of space for that. I'm going to lower the volume here. So you've got a limited amount of space on these lands. You can do only up to 4x1 or 4x4 on the Game Maker. So you have to come up with creative solutions, like having all these objects scroll past you. And it's really cool to see somebody pull it off like this. I have not gotten a chance myself to play this game yet, but I am pumped to try this one out because this is really super unique. We saw something similar in Cody and Lozen's game with the boss fight at the end. I'm not going to give away any spoilers on that one. We did play it on stream, so you may have already seen it. But go check out all of these games, all the Walking Dead Game Jam games. We had so many good entries.
And it's, to your point about having everything kind of scroll by, this uses a very traditional mechanic that any game developer is going to use, and that is to take the assets and have the assets kind of roll by to make it look like the train is moving, and then as they get through that field of view, that kind of fog at the end of your vision, then they can just disappear, so that they're not using additional resources against your work, and they can appear outside of the fog as well and come into the scene. So this has been something that's been used for decades for people to make great games. So good work.
And I definitely gave this one extra points for
it's almost like
for level and gameplay design.
Screening a movie, I felt when I saw this one, and maybe it kind of reminded me like the last Train to Busan, maybe as a kind of inspiration, but it's very different from the movie itself.
Absolutely. Last Train to Busan, one of the greatest zombie flicks of all time. So wonderful. And the thing that I found really exceptional about this was the train is moving. There's a lot to do. There's platforming, there's combat, but it's all very playable and fluid. And I really enjoyed, I felt like there was your ability to actually navigate. There were things that I'm glad I saw the trailers, because I wouldn't have been bold enough to like jump off the train and swing in at the bottom level and stuff like that. But once I did and it worked, it was so satisfying. So really, really cool stuff. Congratulations to I'm Nick.
All right. So we're ready with that hat winner. We've drawn the number. We've got the name. What are we looking at, Alex?
That is right. So congratulations. I'm gonna put this in the chat because I'm not good with with this kind of pronunciation. It looks like Anupong Ken from YouTube. Congratulations! I just put your name in the chat there. You just won Santa Wizzy's legendary hat, 1 of 10. Those will be sent out later today.
So that NFT can be used inside the metaverse in any combat-based experience. So you won't have it inside the social hubs, but when you go into an individual game, when the metaverse is open, you will have an opportunity to wear that, and you'll have it forever, for as long as you want to keep that NFT, but it is your token to keep. All right, so Alex, let's take a moment here, take a breath, because
we're gonna put
that second place winner just won so many sand tokens. Like,
yeah,
I mean, like if you actually think about that. Yes, Seb.
I'm so excited about like how much they earn. And one thing to mention, like when we started the game jam, sand price was probably 0.6, 0.7. Today, sand price is about $5, and we sticked to the same amount of sand. That's the spirit. Like once an amount is sand, all the economy of Sandbox is in sand, so we do not readjust it on dollar value. So when everyone benefit from it, and I think it's an even greater reward to see, like, by contributing value, you get better value for yourself back.
Yeah.
And all right, so
go for it. Let's go. I want to see number 1, Alex. I'm
right.
excited.
Whoa. Who's number 1?
We are going to we're going to take my desktop off, so you can't see what I'm loading up as I load up the game maker. In the meantime, we're going to quickly do the second giveaway. I've just dropped the link in the chat.
All right.
Fill that up quickly, because as soon as we're ready to go with the next game, we're going to close that form up. So I'm loading up the game maker right now.
All right, so folks, if this is your first time watching the Sandbox Game Jam Awards ceremony, as is tradition, we do not just show a trailer for the first place. Alex and I, at the very least, will stick through, and we'll be playing this game to as close to completion as we can. Sometimes the games have been very long where we wouldn't be able to complete it, and that's a great problem to have. But yeah. You know, we will be playing the game.
Like a 2-hour game.
Exactly, as much to entirety as possible here. If our guests, for any reason, have some appointments that they need to go to, we completely understand that, because we're having fun with you guys in the chat, answering those questions. This is a good time for those AMA-related questions as we are playing. I'll be keeping the chat up, and we'll be able to address those questions live, so feel free to do so. And then, once again, I'll leave the opportunity here as soon as we're finished. Okay, so Alex, you got it up on the screen. Are you ready to go?
Well, we can do a little bit of AMA stuff, and in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and rapidly close that form. So, Lucas, if you can go ahead and close that for us, and dedupe that list, and we'll get ready to roll the second NFT winner. Volume, Alex. I can't control my volume.
I fixed it.
That's Joseph's.
I fixed it.
Okay.
It was
We're good
the desktop screen, or you had the background music.
Oh, got it. Okay. So Lucas, go ahead and close that form. We are going to deduplicate that list and make sure that we get a fair winner here for that number 5 Santa hat going out tonight.
All right.
So do we have any good questions in the chat? I do see there was one good one. Let's see if I can find it again. The chat moves so fast these days. It's difficult to keep up.
Marcin asks, hey guys, will we also have some alpha pass drops today? We won't have any more alpha passes. Those are completely out. So please check at nft.sandbox.game to see if you have won in any of our Twitter contests or other previous contests. because if you have, you should be able to redeem, and there are still a few people who haven't redeemed their alpha pass yet. So have a look there.
And hurry up, because it's only until December 20th. By Monday, and then after alpha is over, you cannot play it anymore. Just you can claim. So
yeah,
still have 1 day and a weekend, but you got time.
1 day,
like,
19 hours, 12 minutes.
Yep.
There's a countdown timer.
The final
There's
countdown.
1 hour.
Yes.
Sorry, 1 day, 19 hours. 1 hour. Go. 1 hour.
All right.
Get to the alpha now.
Suspense.
All right, Alex, you ready?
Who
Let's
is
go.
the number one.
All right, we are going to reveal the winner here. I'm not loading in yet, just because there's an intro to this game.
Okay.
So we have to start right at the beginning. So ready, Joseph? I'm ready.
I'm ready. Here you are.
So congratulations to Goopek with the breakdown. You just won first place in the Walking Dead Game Jam for the Sandbox.
Congratulations. Oh, yeah. All right, you got to show us why this game was awarded number one.
Oh yeah, we're gonna load in, and
very cool.
Worth saying too, though. Congratulations. I was gonna say, everyone who participated, like, it was awesome going through, and it was difficult to grade these entries because I'm really glad that it wasn't all on me or all on any one of us, because that's too much pressure. But like, there was so much incredible work out there, and it was kind of staggering and amazing to see how many different projects came in. So all of you should be super proud, and what an amazing culmination for this team. This is just so cool. So cheers to the breakdown.
I love it. And it's just the beginning. We have 166,464 land NFTs that will exist in the sandbox. So potentially we have that many games or experiences that could exist in the sandbox. And, you know, we're only just, what we've played in the alpha so far exists on a 24x24 space, and we haven't even played all of that space. So there's just so much content that can go out there, so much great experience that you can have, whether it be around the Walking Dead experiences or those inspired therein, or others, you know. But as Alex is getting started in this game here, I see Alex is equipping that NFT asset that he's distributing. That's pretty funny. But there was a question that says, news about staking on Polygon? Maybe Seb, do you want to answer that one? Oh, it looks like Seb.
We lost Seb.
Seb's
lost.
Okay, forgive me. All right, so let me fix that up so Seb is not
hotel Wi-Fi strikes again.
Right? No. That's all it is.
So I found the question that I was trying to find about the Wizzy Hat. So we did talk about how this is equipable in single player games. In the next version, I believe 0.7, possibly 0.8, but I think 0.7, we will allow cosmetics to be equipped in hubs as well. So that will be coming very soon. Yeah. So how about while we try to get Seb back in here, we're gonna roll real quick the winner of the second NFT, and then we're gonna play through this game, and we've got one last NFT giveaway at the end of the game. Shawn, are you gonna be able to stick around with us through this whole game? Or do you want?
I'll be able to stick around for the next 10-15 and chat with you.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Great. We're happy to have you.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if the chat has any questions for Skybound Entertainment in particular.
Yes.
You have questions about the? Well, no, I guess I don't want to say questions about that comic series you just dropped because I know you can't say anything.
Oh man!
I'm so excited.
Well, the good news is, I guess the best news for that is it's a full graphic novel, so you'll be able to get the full volume 1 story this summer, and you'll it's huge. I think it's 256 pages it's listed at, so it's a big chunky story, and we have a lot more planned for Clementine. I would love to drop some just like hot bombs of announcements right now, but we're saving some stuff up. But I think look forward to future game jams with the Sandbox and stuff too, because there's a lot coming up for The Walking Dead in 22, and I'll just say, if you like Winter and Walkers, 2022 will be a good year for you.
All right,
it's my only tease.
All right.
As a question for you. Oh, go ahead and draw that, Alex. Go ahead and draw
Yeah,
that real
we've
quick.
got 534 entries for this legendary 10 of 10 hat to be sent out tonight. So I'm going to hit roll. 259 is the roll. Lucas is going to go retrieve who that is, and I'm going to double check against our list of previous winners to make sure we're only giving out one per user.
All right. So House of Coin over on YouTube asks a question for Shawn. What are your thoughts on the alpha and where the sandbox is at the moment? And do you have any improvement ideas for the platform?
Oh boy. So that's like there's big cans of worms here. My thoughts on the alpha is it's really hard to imagine where we're going beyond alpha, only because as Joseph mentioned, like the exponential math that can be applied to the variety of experiences and settings, locations, and characters and attributes and mechanics. I think we're seeing. It's wild to think of it, but we're seeing just the baby steps of what this platform can do. And as the creators learn to use it over time, like a lot of this is all prototyping right now. So if these are prototypes, if these are some pretty excellent looking prototypes, what does beta look like? What does polish look like? And I think it's going to be, I think what we're looking at now is we will look back and feel a lot of ways that I imagine people felt working in 8-bit and 16-bit games for a while, or it was like, this is a thing that I know is becoming something bigger and greater and more mainstream. And I think that's where this goes. I think this becomes a far more democratic space for more people to come in and participate in game development. And as I mentioned before, I actually think that's the biggest thing. If there were areas of improvement, it's really pushing the engine further, pushing the editor further, and giving players more assets to work with, right? Like some more animations to work with, more mechanics to work with. But as we were able to add more variables to things, and the complexity of the system goes up, it's going to be harder and harder to use. So I think there's a balance that Sandbox is striking really well now of trying not to overwhelm creators and present tools that are easy to use and simple to learn, but take a long time to master. And clearly there's some mastery going on in the community already, but in the future, it will be professional endeavor, right? Like there are professional Sandbox developers. And as that editor becomes a professional tool, it's probably going to look more like Unreal. So the tip would be, guys, be careful.
That's so funny.
Before you need 2 years in a manual and a degree to use the tools.
Yeah. It's funny because I actually bring that up a lot with regards to the tools of the Sandbox, is that it feels more like, looking at it from a consumer side, it feels more like the Epic Games or, sorts of platforms where you have an asset creation tool, you've got a publishing tool, you've got the game client itself where you can go and play those games, right? So
you're mirroring in so many ways. You're mirroring what Unity and Unreal development platforms are and what those environments are like, and providing more resources for the community to learn from each other and as they're using the platform too is so important. That's why I think game jams like this, doing more things like this is really important, because it's bringing together the community. It's also exposing a lot of people to like what these can be, right? Like when I started looking at these, I didn't think I would see a floor is lava style action game, right? And that's one of the things that I just thought was really, because we talk about walkers, I said it before, we talk about walkers as the weather when we talk about The Walking Dead. The walkers, we don't think of them as like monsters that we want to use for monster horror in the traditional sense. We think of them as a force of nature. And so, when we think of force of nature, we're usually talking like monsoon, hurricane, blizzard, tornado, but lava is also a force of nature. And in that sense, this just felt so pure and I would say so authentic to that spirit. So again, really cool stuff that the community is already doing. What's coming next and what would my tip be would be everyone who is already creating, get together, share resources, share knowledge, share insights. If you figure out a trick to get a moving train that seems to go on and on and on, teach other creators how to do that and see how far that can go. Because this is all just the beginning.
All right, that's great. We're just mowing through everybody in the video.
So I'm going to read
That was
this
such
question.
a good moment.
I'm going to read this question so that our French audience can understand and have a laugh. Because I'm going to definitely read this question poorly, and I'm going to answer it poorly because I don't speak French. Quand allez-vous envoyer les sand aux participants? And your answer is yes, all valid participants will win 100 sand, or oui, tous les participants validés. Hopefully I answered that correctly. But you may be able to see it on the translate. Oh, do you know French? Do you know French, Shawn?
No, that's all of it. That's
that was it.
No. All right.
I went to France and I learned je comprends and je ne comprends.
Ah, very good. Yes. I do understand and I don't understand. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this was a pretty short game, but it is so well designed. It's so cinematic in its presentation, and it's a good speedrun game because it's got the timer set up on there, and trying to optimize your flow through here. You could definitely do speedrun contests on this, and see how fast you can make it through. I would love to see this expanded further, unless I wasn't supposed to reach. It feels like there's more to this, but I got victory pretty quick there.
Well, it seems to have a tight loop, but there is more. I was poking around and seeing if there were things that I was missing, but I think again, like you said, it's really well. Everything in this one comes together really well. Like your objectives are clear, and so you have clear goals and clear stakes and urgency to complete those goals, and the level design is inviting you along to continue. You see things and you kind of get a sense for how mechanically you need to move and work within this environment. And it utilizes that so well to kind of let you create your story of your run, and see how well you can perform.
So I see what you mean, because I won the game, but I left everybody else behind. And I saw in the trailer that you have other people in the RV with you. And I'm like, wait, I won the game, but I just left everybody else.
Well, on The Walking Dead, sometimes not everybody wins. It's just, it happens. They're kind of, we always say it's not dead? How many.
Did I just kill him?
I think you got him. You just smashed some walkers. But it's not a question of like how many, like will anyone survive or will everyone survive? No one, not everyone will survive. So it's always just a matter of like who, if anyone, will survive.
So there's definitely a lot more going on here. That's what I thought. So that's funny that you get the chance to not funny really. I mean, I just abandoned a bunch of people to their fate, but it's really cool, that setup, that it gives me the option there. Yeah, see, autos move down here now. So there's actually a lot more. I took the coward's path. I didn't fully understand what I was supposed to do, and I abandoned everybody. It was an innocent mistake. I'm sorry, everyone.
I got on top of the tallest building, and I was afraid to come down. Like, I was afraid to jump off. I was like, I'm gonna die. I'm definitely gonna die. Yeah. And then when I jumped and I didn't die, it was so satisfying to make that jump. I felt like James Bond.
Yes. The full Superman jump. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That ladder's not climbable. Yeah. So we don't have fall damage yet. That I think will be coming eventually. So yeah, for those of us who have played around a lot, we just like jump off of things all the time. But in this particular game, there is a risk reward of are you going to land in the right spot? Because like you said, it's like the floor is lava type game.
Right.
If I jump anywhere down here, I'm done. The walkers got me. So you do have to be careful where you fall in this particular game. Let's see. I did announce the winner for the second giveaway. I put it in the chat kind of stealthily. So just real quickly, that was Cavatin840 from Twitch. Congratulations, you won Santa Wizzy's hat. I'm not sure if Seb is going to be joining us back at this point. I think he had too many internet issues.
Yeah, if not a complete disconnect. By the time I saw him come back in Discord there, it was like 3 minutes later. He probably went on to his next meeting, because I know he was hanging out with us 30 minutes longer than he said he was available. So thank you once again, Seb, for hanging out with us. He is the literal face of the company. So, you know, to have him out doing the work that helps bring partnerships like The Walking Dead in with us is very nice. Love to see it.
Yeah, that's the first. It's funny, like people are like, "How do these things start?" And it's like, I think Seb emailed someone,
Yeah.
and then they emailed someone, and then we had a meeting, and I talked to Seb, and a bunch of people talked to Seb, and eventually we end up here. And that's how it happens. Yeah, straight up Solid Snake now.
That's what I was gonna say. Metal Gear.
Yes, that's awesome. Yeah. I love this.
You could just
this is what this game has moments like that. It's a little bit like It Takes Two in some ways, where it's like if you play It Takes Two, it's like this love letter to games, because it has mechanics from all over, and it kind of switches genres at will, and this has elements of that in a great way, of just something like that where you're like, wait, I can stealth through them now. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's great. So
the car wash.
I killed myself in the car wash.
There was a question that came in that I'd like to answer here. It says, if I got the Alpha Pass today, can I still do the missions from all the previous days for 1,000 sand reward and free NFTs? I'll put that in parentheses. Yes, Michael, you can. All you have to do is go complete those missions before the 20th, and that'll be at, I think they said it was 10 a.m. UTC on the 20th that it will close. So just keep that in mind. It's actually only, like Alex said, a little over a day left. So get the work in, and you can go get that Alpha Pass reward. And you should be able to complete it in that time. Lots of people have. I've seen them rushing around the metaverse and trying to get all those quests done. But if you only do the blue check mark or the blue exclamation marks, then you're doing Alpha Pass only quests, and then you can always go back and do the other quests and get more of the experience from the entire level.
Yep, you've got 1 day and just under 19 hours. So in order to reach level 5, if you're at all familiar with jumping around in the game through the Game Maker or something, 2 hours is like more than enough time to get to level 5. If you're not familiar with it at all, you may have some more trouble like navigating or figuring out how to climb up places. But if you feel like you're getting stuck, there's lots of people, especially I would play the multiplayer games, because there's other people there that you can talk to who could like help you through, communicate with the chat, see if anybody else is there. We have ambassadors running around the game all the time right now. So you never know when you're going to bump into somebody. They have the glowing outfits and they can help you around. There may be other players who can help you around to find all the locations. So definitely try that out. The single player ones tend to be a little more difficult because there's combat to progress through the levels. So you may have more of a challenge there. But all of the alpha quests are pretty focused on just finding locations around the map. You shouldn't need to do anything too crazy to beat those. The more challenging quests are the optional ones. And you can always go back and try playing those after you've gotten your level 5 to get all your rewards. Until this timer's up, and then the whole alpha is shutting down while we take a holiday break and then come back to work on all the improvements that we see need to be made from everybody's feedback the past few weeks.
All right, well, Alex, I just want to say that the time is now 12:05 p.m. my local time, and that means that if I'm doing the math right, that Shawn, you said that you needed to step away after about 15
Yeah,
minutes
I think this is it for me. Yeah.
All right.
The time has come. But thank you guys for having me. This was really awesome.
Thank you for being here.
I feel really honored to be here.
Yeah, it was a really good time.
We're honored to have you.
If you want, do you want to drop anything about socials or something before you go? Places where people can follow you if you want, or follow The Walking Dead?
I'm relatively inactive on socials, but if you look me up, I'm at Kittelsen most places. But I would say check out store.skybound.com and pre-order Clementine Book One. Like
right.
it's get excited. It's I think one of the things that I'm most excited about coming out next year. And it's one of the only things I can talk about yet. But if you haven't checked out Skybound stuff, like definitely like take a look. We're more than The Walking Dead. We've got a lot of really awesome properties, including Invincible. So
Yes.
if you haven't checked out Invincible, watch Invincible on Amazon Prime. Play Walking Dead games. Love The Walking Dead and Invincible, and you'll be doing right by me. And so far, I want to just say, like, all to everyone out there who contributed to this, it was awesome to see your work and your creativity. Like, I'm not BSing and blowing smoke. I don't have to do that. I'm saying it because I review Walking Dead for a living. My team reviews Walking Dead for a living, and you showed us some stuff that we had never seen before. And you showed us some stuff that was really impressive and really cool. So thank you for that, and for making my day with that stuff. And congratulations to the winners. You won a hell of a lot of money. In Sand. Holy cannoli. So good on you. And wow, the possibilities for 2022 for the Sandbox and The Walking Dead. Awesome stuff to come.
All right. Well, thanks again, Shawn, for joining us, and we will see you maybe again in the future.
Yeah, I like that. Till then, hey, have happy holidays and a great new year. Cheers, everyone.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you
Take
very
care.
much, Shawn. Catch you next time. All right, Joseph. I feel like we've got a few more spots that we can explore here. But before we do that, we're going to do our last Santa Wizzy Hat 2021 edition giveaway. As we said before, you can pull any of your NFT equipment. You can see I'm amassing quite a collection here. You can put on any of this stuff in any single player game and do something really irreverent like this. And we can also, in the next version, we should be able to start equipping this stuff in social hubs so you can show off that drip, right?
Hey.
That's what it's all about.
Wow. The drip, Alex. You're
Yeah.
too old for that. You're too old for that. Noel Malamaya Noel Malamaya has asked many times, and you'll forgive me, we've just been talking. When will the winner be announced for the Ultimate The Walking Dead pack giveaway, which was at the bottom of the article over on medium.com/sandbox-game when we announced this Walking Dead game jam. So I want to address that by saying that this includes a signed comic issue, so it may take longer than the other rewards that we will distribute for this game jam. And given that we're just discussing those rewards now, it may be just a little bit longer, but rest assured that the allocation, I think the 1x1 land may be allocated sooner, so look for that on our Twitter for that announcement. All right. Anytime announced for tomorrow's stream, boys? Boris Play. We're going to be playing, what? We're going to start 2 hours from now, tomorrow, right? No. Sorry. We start 6 hours
so we're
from now.
thinking at the 2 a.m. UTC,
Yeah.
which would be 6 hours from now. That is the plan. I was going to ask Seb about that, but Seb has vanished into the ether. So
Yeah.
we should be able to get an official announcement on on Twitter about that sometime today. And yes, I'm going to drop the link. I'm about to right now. I just I was getting a little distracted here, and I have to scroll back through my chat to make sure I grab the right thing. Copy link. Let me just double check.
All right.
And all right, dropping the link in the chat right now for that last legendary 10 of 10 Santa Wizzy's Hat 2021. I'm only doing 10 of these a year. We're going to give out 9 each Christmas. I'm keeping one for my display of Wizzy stuff.
Yeah.
Because I'm greedy. That's why.
All right.
While we're giving away the rest. Not selling any of these. It's totally up to the market how these get priced out. But the last time I did a 10 of 10 Wizzy hat, They started going for about 5 ETH right away. So we'll see what the market does for these. I would hold on to them because we haven't talked about this a lot yet. The 10K Wizzyverse avatar project that I'm starting to work on is going to have early access minting for people who have Wizzyverse items. And I have different tiers for the rarity of the items,
Sure.
which will determine how many avatars you have access to mint early before it's an open event. So
Alex,
an item like a 10 of 10 hat is going to be like the max that you could mint.
Alex, there are 3 questions in the chat that I would like to answer
Okay.
really quickly.
All right.
One of them is a personal question. Omar, thank you for asking. I'm feeling okay. I've been choking down some of these cough drops the entire time so that I'm not hacking and like muting my mic whenever I have to cough. But I wasn't going to miss today. This is too much fun. It's too big, you know. We're having a good time. Rafi Vegas says, do you think it's worth it to buy land still? So I don't know if you noticed this, Rafi, but early when Seb was still here, Seb mentioned that when we did this game jam and we made this announcement, the price of sand was way less, and the quantity of sand that we're giving away stayed the same. And that kind of speaks to the sandbox economy and how you might rethink what expensive is if you play to earn, right? Because if you're playing to earn, we're not looking at this as like, hey, you know, oh, we're only going to give away $500,000 worth of sand or whatever every quarter, whatever that term may be, right? We have predefined pools of sand allocated for these seasonal winnings. When we went through the season pass, now we said 1,000 sand was going to be the thing on the alpha season pass for everybody who completes it. That didn't change just because sand went up in price. So is it worth it to buy land when you can consider that the users are also getting an increasing amount of money coming to them in dollars? While your land is appearing to be increasingly expensive, it's still 1,011 sand, right? The users are still receiving 1,000 sand for finishing their alpha pass or their play to earn experiences. So I think it's worth it to buy land with that respect, that while your users are getting more and more income, that also helps pay off your expense, as long as you're making a great experience to play in. And then Michael Poap over on YouTube says, why can't I bridge my account to Polygon? It says I have to select the ETH network in MetaMask, but it is selected. So the text prompt that comes out that says there's an error when you're on the Polygon network, don't worry about that. That's just an error on our side right now. It's working as intended. Your account is already on both networks because it's the same ETH address, whether you're on Polygon, the layer 2 solution, or you're on Ethereum, the main network. So unfortunately, that's just a thing on our side because we aren't 100% integrated yet. We still have a lot of steps to go for the Polygon network integration. So it's gonna be good. Cortez has a great question over on YouTube. Says, are we gonna have another alpha? We are going to continue testing. There will be continued and further tests going forward. Can I announce more than that? No. But yes, there will be more.
There was another question, related to the what is the Alpha Pass good for afterwards. We've talked about this on stream a whole bunch of times.
Yeah.
So it is technically only memorabilia after the 20th and after the rewards are claimed. So don't get rid of it before you claim your rewards, because that would be a big sad. Don't do that. Claim your rewards. Don't forget. But once you are done with the claiming, you can keep it as memorabilia. You can display it on your land. You can use it as any other in-game asset. This radio could be an Alpha Pass right here if you wanted.
Yeah.
So if you're doing a gallery, you got some bragging rights that you had the Alpha Pass. Then you can also potentially you could make a game experience and use the Alpha Pass as the NFT gate, just like it was used for the actual Alpha. So if you wanted to do, what do I always say, cigars and bourbon club or something like that, if you wanted to do, a special lounge just for people holding an Alpha Pass, you could totally set that up on your land. Once we make land minting of game experiences available to everybody, and you're able to publish your game just like the alpha was published, then you will be able to put any asset as an NFT gate. And so you could totally do an alpha pass as the gate for that. So that is up to the community whether you want to add that utility to it. The Sandbox has 0 plans for the alpha pass after the claim is done. So the Sandbox has officially stated that we're not doing any other events related or rewards related to having the alpha pass. So it is totally up to the community what other utility they want to add to that alpha pass. All right, and we're going to shut down that form, Lucas. I sent it in the chat a few times.
All right.
This is Santa Wizzy's hat giveaway number 6 out of 9.
Migs of N asks, what can we do with the POAP? Now, the POAP is proof of attendance to celebrate the fact that you were there hanging out with us. Now, what can you do with that? Well, you could, if you like, move it to the main Ethereum network, or you could stack it up with all your other POAPs. It's totally up to you, but if you move it to the main network, then you can open it in OpenSea.io and kind of import it into your The Sandbox game maker by showing it off as an NFT. But essentially, it's just a nice piece of swag for you, something you could say, I was there, right? And so when people say, how long have you been playing in the Sandbox? You could say, you know what? This is proof that I was here on this day with everyone else hanging out in the chat, having some fun. A question came in from RVSTV over on Twitch. It says, hey, I'd like to ask a question without offense. How is it possible to lose with this when you see the top 3? So this is with regards to the meme contest that was on December 10th. And I would say that the first thing that I would note about your submission is that it's first long. It's also, the text isn't, and this is just me giving like graphic design sort of feedbacks / meme. Typically a really good meme is just like something you can absorb quickly, go through, you know what I mean? And understand the point in a relatively quick fashion. It has a lot of frames. The frames aren't consistent on where the text is per se, and the text is script instead of something that is sans serif, right? You would want to have something that is easy to read, large text, quick, absorbed, and probably would have been more likely to win the meme contest if those things were true. But that's just graphic design feedback. I wasn't the one who made that decision. That's just me, you know. I can see the work. You can see that you went through, you know, and did some real things in real graphic design apps. But nonetheless, let's see. I started making a game and I can finally use the Alpha Sword and Alpha Dragon as endgame prizes. CO2, that's right, you can. You can also use that Alpha Door if you had like a castle or some other kind of gateway that people needed to go through. So lots of cool things that you can do with those assets. But just keep in mind that because they are NFTs, if you publish them into the metaverse, they get wrapped in that land NFT and they get used for as long as you have that game published. So if you unpublish the game, you could reuse those assets again, but all NFTs get wrapped in the land wrapper and they get used in that game for as long as the game is published. All right. At the Sandbox game, at launch, will the way to play to earn be through the Sandbox Pass, doing missions in Metaverse games, just like being in the Alpha Pass? Sort of. Yes, but not always will you need a pass to do it. In fact, most of the time, the plan is currently that you're not going to use a pass to be able to play to earn. The main way we would like to have play to earn working for us later is based on the 3 factions in the game, where a faction as a team, collectively, you and your whole faction, are working to get the largest prize pool and the second place pool and the third place pool. Similar to how our Game Jam prize was today, where there was a first place, a second place, and a third place prize pool. That would be the case. and then that pool is divided by the number of players in your faction. So that's the intention to go long term.
I just love how well done the box is here. And also that, that the zombies just kind of fall over when I walk into them. Oh no! Oh no, I died. Oh, okay.
MUWA4 says, is the hat really 10 Ethereum? The hat is the price that the market decides because we didn't set
a price on it.
Yeah. So if it's going for 10 ETH, if nobody's going to sell it except for the person who's selling it for 10 ETH, then yeah, it's 10 ETH. Are you going to buy it for 10 ETH? That's up to you. I know that there was offers on the blue one that Alex made with the gold trim around the brim, and that was given just specifically to like team members and special events, folks who've helped us in the past, that sort of thing. And what, one of those sold for 5 ETH on the first day, didn't it?
3 of sold for 5 ETH
3 of
on
them.
The first day.
Well, there you go. So, I mean,
some for ETH, some for an equivalent.
When you have an asset that is super limited like that is well known by the community, you know, in my opinion, Wizzy is like a pillar of the Sandbox community of the assets because we've been giving them away on these live streams and hanging out with you guys. So, you know, is it worth 10 ETH? That's always going to be up to the community. Shailene says, everyone win 100 sand. Those people who submitted valid game entries in the Walking Dead game jam will win 100 sand. And by valid, I mean there are some special requirements. That being, you couldn't just put 12 dogs on a plain template and submit it, right? Because that's not making something. The main rule of this game jam was that you needed to make a The Walking Dead comic series themed game, right? So if it's just like plopping you down and say survive against 10 wolves, that doesn't really have anything to do with the Walking Dead series.
That's not even the lowest effort entry I saw.
Right. Well, nonetheless, right? If you made a game that had one quest and it was don't die, then that's not really a The Walking Dead game necessarily. So there were some really, really basic requirements that kind of defined what is a game. And then from there, every one of those people did win. And so when we announced that there was over 300 people who had submitted valid entries, that's what we mean.
Yep. Yeah, and I find it's just amazing that there were that many entries that were valid. I mean, it is crazy amount of participation. Now we do have over 1 million users on the Sandbox now, over 1 million user profiles. So yeah, these game jams, I don't think they're going to get any smaller anytime soon. So we're probably going to have to make the requirements a little stricter. Otherwise, we're going to have 1,000 entries one of these days.
I mean, that just sounds like a problem for everybody on the team that has to review.
Okay, you play 200 games, and you play 200 games, and you play 200 games.
All on stream for like we did, a couple game jams ago, Alex, when we played just straight for weeks. Yeah, live and separate. We could simulcast it now. We could simulcast it like we've been doing in the Metaverse, so we're good. All right, so I'm seeing a question. Where do you get the POAP? Well, you can receive that if you watched our live stream and you submitted to the forum. What was it, last week? A couple days ago?
It was Monday last week, yeah.
Yeah.
It was either Monday or Saturday. I don't remember which day it was.
So if you submitted into the forum, then I had 1,000 codes that I generated to go out to the 1,000 people that were watching. And we send them out in a mailer, so it may be in your junk mail. Check that if you were watching. Moto Brigade said Poap is how you say it. Moto Brigade, I appreciate you. I validate that. I might correct myself, but also I'm going to say it the wrong way because GIF and
what do
GIF,
you say?
I say POAP because it's all caps
Right.
instead of POAP. So I'm going to just say GIF, like the peanut butter, and GIF at random to make everybody feel comfortable.
Or everybody mad.
Or everybody gets mad at me and they think that I'm a jerk. You know what I mean? At me on Twitter, TheVisionEX. And I will press like for every hate message.
There we go. Kill him with kindness, right?
Kill him with
All
kindness.
right, we had 899 entries. There were a bunch of duplicates that Lucas had to kindly remove. Yeah, if we're gonna start cracking down on the duplicates more. If we start seeing too many duplicates, we remove all of the duplicate entries. So, please submit only once. Okay, it just makes it harder for us. Takes longer for us to do the giveaways, and yeah, just not it's not good. We do multiple giveaways every single stream. So there are lots of chances for everybody. Please be fair about it. And we're going to roll. That is number 344. Lucas is going to check that on the list. And yeah, so I know some of you can only see that there's 350 people in the chat and a lot more entries. We've probably got over 1,000 people watching. If you can see my restream tool here that shows chats from every platform we're on. We've got Twitch, we've got YouTube, we've got Facebook, we have Twitter, we have DLive, we have I'm gonna get it. Theta.
I already said it.
Oh, I couldn't hear you. I'm like Greek letter. So unfortunately we can't see the chat from Theta, DLive, and Twitter in our tool here. But that is what actually brings us up over this number here. So we see that there's 659 people. That's just the reporting of Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook right now.
Yeah.
Those combined amounts. So on Twitter, DLive, and Theta, which we are also streaming to, we don't even see the number in our metrics. So we've almost assuredly, like Twitter usually has hundreds of people watching. I would guess that we're definitely over 1,000 people watching right now, which is why we have that many entries to the forum. We do require a Gmail login. So you have to log in with a unique Gmail account. You can't submit more than once. We used to allow that and got a lot more duplicates. And I don't like having to require Gmail, but too many of y'all were submitting more than once. So
question comes in and says, when will the game work reliably for normal users? ET from home 23 over on Twitch. I would recommend you go over to our Discord and we can try to get you some troubleshooting support there, because you could see on our streams that it works very well, and it's only gotten exceptionally better since we opened the alpha. The first couple of days, you've seen even on this stream where Alex and I were split screen and maybe one of us had like an infinite loading issue. After the second day, I read off the patch notes that was just an internal email I wasn't supposed to say anything about. That was like, this got fixed, this got fixed, this got fixed, this got fixed, right? So it's always in our interest to continue to work and get better. But another thing to note is that this is an alpha, meaning that the product is not complete, it's not finished, it's not even like a beta means that the product is finished and we're patching out the bugs, but an alpha is where we're at now. So we still got a lot to work on and a lot to go. And we're just letting people come in now and have a look at it and play it and enjoy it and possibly earn from it, because we want to give back to the community that's already done so well at supporting us. So
yeah, if you want, I can list off some things that we've already published on roadmaps before, things that we publicly announced. So the things that are not currently in the build at all, that we're adding through this alpha process, because this was just the first alpha. I can safely say we are having more alpha events. I know for sure one more. There's probably going to be like 10 more. I don't know what the number's going to be, but yeah. So some things that we're going to see as we move through alpha and into beta, we're going to start seeing multiplayer combat. We're going to see equipment in the social hubs. We're going to see video content display, because we can already show still image NFTs. We're going to start supporting GIFs and videos and like Twitch and YouTube live streams.
GIFs.
Yeah, I'm a GIF guy.
This guy.
Yeah, I'm a GIF guy, 100%. I've read all the arguments. I know I'm right. the custom audio features. There's going to be much more capabilities with the behaviors, more customizable options for those behaviors, more functions that rely on gems and catalysts to power those features. We've got what else have we got? I don't know if I can say this one because it's coming up soon. I'm not going to say it because it's a very soon coming feature, and I'd like to leave all the surprise on the actual reveal of this one. But just general motion mechanics in general, we are already planning out racing type quests. So you could do maybe a multiplayer race with like checkpoints, ranking systems, things like that. So you can have build your foot race, but we're also planning on adding vehicles, so you can do a car race. We have so many plans for all this stuff, and of course we wanted to show all this in the first alpha, but you got to start somewhere. So it's in development. We've got so many spec'd out documents where our programmers are working on implementing those things. There's a ton of new stuff coming before we get into beta. So, yeah. My mic is scratchy a little bit. That might just be my voice. I don't know.
No, it's definitely your mic is doing a little thing, like it's got some feedback through electricity. But at Vpire is correct in the chat, folks. If you would like to redeem your Alpha Pass but aren't sure if you're eligible, just visit nft.sandbox.game. I put it in the Twitch chat because they were posting that. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but you're just getting a little.
So it doesn't matter which one of these 5 you click. Each one of these is the contract updates that added the new list of winners. So they all display here. They all link to the same page. And so this does not mean that you can claim yet, not on this page. This is just like a details page. Yeah. This will take you right to the asset page on the marketplace. You can also go to the Sandbox marketplace, type in alpha in the search, and it will bring you to the same place. So from here, I can see that there are still like over 800 people who haven't claimed their alpha passes.
Yeah.
Don't snooze on this. If you didn't see an email, just go straight to this page. We don't need the tracking thing at the end there. We're gonna just do this link. Well, I'll say that in the chat too. So I just posted 2 things. Congrats to Voljum from YouTube. You won Santa Wizzy's hat, 2021 edition. I'll be sending those out.
All right.
Yes. Felix92 says, check your spam folder. Yes, do that. Or just jump onto this page. I see a sell for me because I have access to sell on the Sandbox platform, but you'll either see a green claim button, or you will see that there's no claims available, and that's really what tells you. Just make sure that you are logged into your account and your wallet's unlocked so you can claim if you got one. And that's it.
Yeah, NT.
That's what I got.
Okay, Nativo Delo says, I'm not being negative. Just ignoring my question, forgive me. It scrolls super fast, like so fast that things often literally just fall off the page because I can only hold like 250 comments at a time. And you saw when Alex previewed it that they're all over the place. So what I'm going to do here is, Alex, if you don't mind, I'm going to merge in just us, just the 2 of us and the logos, and we're just going to chat, answer those questions only that are in the chat right now. But the question is, what do you plan to do with harassment in the game? So we are once again adding moderation tools on really like 3 different layers. Some of those you'll never see, but the tools, the ability to have people be muted in game, we can already ban a user if we wanted to on the dashboard directly, but there are other sorts of things. Typically, if you have an issue, you can report it in the Discord and just say, I'm an instance number, whatever, and then one of our ambassadors can just jump in and hopefully fix the problem before things get too serious. We don't want to have to ban people. As well, we want to be able to just have fun, have a good time, a good experience. But Alex, I'm gonna do this. Now your whole desktop.
Yeah, that's fine.
We're shiny. I spent like the last 15 minutes setting that up. You know what I
So
mean?
Clay's
I'm kidding.
Cooking is saying help in the chat, and I can't find their question because it's somewhere way high up.
Uh-oh. Okay, let's see. Is it
I don't know.
possible to get a participation NFT for future alphas if you enter every contest? Any way to track that? Nice to earn something with all the extra effort. Crypto Kristen, unfortunately, we have to kind of just do it on RNG-based systems for most of them. Some of them have been like selected, but it's very, very rare the contests would have been selected. You know, like the ones that are like, hey, take a screenshot with Snoop was like, well, everybody's going to have a screenshot with Snoop, right? So let's do a lottery on that and that kind of thing. But, you know, there are options. The question comes in, Clay's Cooking over on YouTube. How do I play this without paying $4,000 for an alpha pass? Download the
Everything
game
we played today is free.
Yes.
Only the alpha, only most of the alpha required a pass. So a whole bunch of people won the alpha pass for totally free. Out of the 5,000 alpha passes, 1,000 were given to landowners through a lottery system. There's over 10,000 landowners. So only 10% of landowners won the lottery to get an alpha pass for free. Obviously, they paid for the land. Then the remaining 4,000 passes that have been whitelisted were totally free through the Twitter contests, through contests here on stream. There's 5 experiences in the alpha that are totally free. You can go to the main hub, you can go to the Dungeon of Dummies, you can go to Club XYZ, and you can go to the NFT Institute. And then there was a surprise one that wasn't announced ahead of time. There's Lululand's, Lululand? Did I get that right?
Yeah, Lululand. Yeah.
Lululand's Christmas Hub, which is amazing. I mean, we spent, 2 hours in there and didn't even find all the hidden stuff. It's just, it's secrets everywhere. There's hidden passages, and it's a social hub. So you can run around with there, and you'll see people in random places and be like, how'd you get there? And you have to, climb around the whole map to find it. So ton of fun. So there's those 5 experiences that are totally free as part of the alpha. There was an additional 14 experiences that were exclusively for the alpha pass holders. But all the Walking Dead Game Jam content is totally free for people to play. We have over 350 pages with 9 games on each page in the Game Maker gallery. So if you download the Game Maker, log in with your account, go to Drafts Gallery, and there's a ton of stuff in there, including some social hubs. I think we have 5 or 6 social hubs in there. Some of them might be in the what's the word I'm looking for? Featured, the featured experiences section. There's a few in there, and then the other ones you kind of have to dig through. We are working on better search and filtering tools, so that way it's easier to find games that other people are really enjoying and want you to see. So, it's a mix. Sometimes it's people's first game. They just put a couple assets down. They don't really know what they're doing yet, and they shared it to the gallery. So you might want to skip some of those. But if you look at the thumbnail, look at the title, look at the description, does it look like somebody put effort into it?
Yeah.
Then
you can usually tell.
I mean, there's a ton of stuff in there.
Yeah.
And we play them on stream it's been weird with the alpha. We've been doing a lot of different stuff focusing on the alpha, but usually every Wednesday we're playing your games here on stream. And then on Saturdays, sometimes we don't have a tutorial prepared. Sometimes we play them on Saturdays too. So there's just a ton, literally over 100 hours of fun, free stuff to play that the amazing people in our community, some of them brand new to game development and figuring out amazing stuff just because they're geniuses. And other people who are professional game designers who are this is a cool, fun way for me to use the knowledge that I have as I'm using their voice. This is a cool way for me as a game designer with experience to take advantage of this really easy to use tool and blast out a really fun game in 2 days.
Well, Alex, I want to highlight something that you kind of brought up there, and that is that the community is really all organic. And that's the most interesting part for me that I like, because when you talk about on Saturdays, normally we're releasing tutorials and we're creating the content, but then now you've got users who do it every day and have been known for it, like Touche, like Andy Ritchie, like Lucas, who's, you know, was in this stream, because like as audio only, Lucas has been joining us during the alpha, but Lucas was in the chat like you, right? I see V Pyre here answering questions in the chat. You know, they're not getting paid. They joined us for the first time like 2 weeks ago in this stream, maybe 3, I don't know. It's been a while. They were trying to get an alpha pass, and now they're making videos on YouTube that look great, that teach you how to do things in the Game Maker. And I'm sure we're going to see more of that person in these chats and helping people like you. So if you're trying to learn, you've got other resources, absolutely. You don't just have to be here on Wednesday and Saturdays. And we'll always refer you to new community members, or you can become those. Once you learn, you start making those videos, you start sharing the community. And then a question comes in from VVS, talking about organic growth. How will play to earn work if you don't own a game or land? The whole point of play to earn is that you don't have to own the game or the land, right? You download the client because it's free. Once you play the game client, when there is a play to earn session open, and they will later on in development, when we get past alpha, it's just always going to be play to earn. Right now we're testing those mechanics, which is why we are in this first alpha. But you don't have to own a game, a land, what have you. You don't have to own NFTs, right? You're just playing and you're earning. And you're playing experiences that were created by artists like you who joined us on these streams, who started making content. They joined in the Game Makers program, or they joined in the artist program. You know, if you want to create NFTs, you can then use the sand you earned to create NFTs and mint them, and then sell those to people who want to make games but aren't great at making art or animation. Alex and I had a conversation 2 days ago when we got off of a stream about a thing that we were working on. And I was like, Alex, you're good at modeling. And I'm better at, or I'm not better at animation, but that's what I'm better at. Between modeling and animation, for me, I'm better at animation, right? So it was like, if you do the modeling half, that will save me a ton of time, and then I'll do all the animations and just make them look slick, right? So you can work with other people to do those sorts of things. And so it's a big, broad future, but you don't need any money to get started. Just get started, have fun, make some stuff, you know?
I'm seeing a lot of questions about when Mac version, within the next 2 months is what the plan is. So keep an eye out on that. I have it on decent authority that the Mac version will be available before the next alpha event. So hopefully we get all our Mac users who were not able to participate this time in there. Back to VPyre real quick. Go check out VPyre's videos. She is making tutorials for the Game Maker, and that's great. That's basically where I started.
Yeah.
I started in the Creator Fund back 3 years ago, as just one of the other artists, and I was like, I want to be more involved in this. So I started making tutorials for VoxEdit, and my YouTube channel, I haven't even posted any tutorials to my YouTube channel except for a quick thing about the avatar builder about 8 months ago. Basically the past 2 years, or since last summer 2020, I basically haven't made any videos for my YouTube channel, and just hit 4,000 followers within 3 years, just by kind of sitting there doing VoxEdit stuff and Game Maker stuff. So I'm seeing good things for VPyre. If she keeps up making those videos, she's probably gonna outpace me at this rate, because I don't have time to make videos anymore. So when will VoxEdit come to iOS, iPad? I don't know if VoxEdit is coming to iPad. Definitely not in the way it currently works. If you want to check out a Voxel editing tool for iPad that is compatible with VoxEdit, go check out Voxel Max for iOS. It is super powerful. It is comparable to Magica Voxel in as far as how many like amazing tools it has. It even has like an AR viewer, so you can like take pictures of what you build with like your camera in like real space. It's a really super cool program, and it exports to Vox format, which is compatible with a bunch of different voxel editors, including VoxEdit. So you can work from your iPad, then bring it over into VoxEdit and upload to the dashboard that way. So lots of cool stuff. All right, Joseph.
Yes, Alex.
What are you thinking? We're
Well,
running low on time here.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I'm gonna go ahead and answer one question specifically, even though it has nothing to do with us. Is Ape Harbor Yachts the next big thing for Bored Ape community? Head over to the Bored Ape Yacht Club Discord for that, because we have no idea. But also, I'm in their Discord, and I totally have an idea. But head over to their Discord. Can they give us the rest of the unclaimed alpha passes? I wish.
It's not that simple.
Yeah, they're gonna have
So
to. Yeah, they're gonna have to have a chance to claim it. It's not over,
Yeah.
right? And yeah.
So let me explain something. The claim is a separate wallet from like what the Sandbox can just send stuff out from. So all of the claim passes, all the alpha passes are in this claim contract. So those need to be left in there to be available for the people who can still claim. And you know, it would really stink if somebody realizes that they can claim their alpha pass like 2 hours before the end of the alpha, but it got sent out to somebody else.
Yeah.
And there's no more left in the claim contract.
Yeah, that would
And
be.
that would be-
It would be rude for them, because they would have received an email that says, "Congratulations, you won," and then they're like, "Yes,
Right.
I won," and they go and they get denied, and then they're like,
And they're gone. Like that would
Yeah.
be that would be the worst. I mean, I don't think
Yeah.
anybody here would appreciate that. So as much as we would love to give everybody watching an alpha pass, because we love you, our viewers, you know, we got to keep it fair for the people who won through the lottery. Oh, you know what that sound is, everybody? That is the sound of us
"We're closing down."
signing off. Here we go.
I'm gonna get this last question answered. What was the claim link again? The claim link is nft.sandbox.game. All right,
Follow the claim buttons.
go claim it. Thanks everybody for joining us today. It's been a great Walking Dead Game Jam celebration. What's the song, Supes? Supes, I have no idea what the song is, because I'm using a Boss RC505 and it's built in on 5 different channels, so I could stop any one of them at any time. And we just have fun here. Excuse me while I blow out your ears. We're closing it out. Thank you so much for being here. We had a lot of fun. We're going to blow it up.
Thank you, Joseph.
Thanks, Alex. Thanks, everybody, for watching. I'm having fun. I'm chilling. I'm going to leave my mic on. I'm going to turn Alex's mic off.
Hey.
Okay, your mic's actually still on. Look. I troll. All right, thanks, everybody. See you tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. In a couple hours. Play more. We're going to play more in the alpha. Last celebration. We're hanging out in the Christmas hub because we're having some fun in Lululand space tomorrow. So come by the Metaverse with us, and I'll see you.
It's free for everybody.
It's free. It's free. Just join us because it's free. And have some fun. See you tomorrow.